Hey everybody, Scott Jansen here, back with another 100K coaching program student interview. Today we have the amazing Erika with us, who is a relationship but also a twin flame expert. I've been super excited to get her on an interview. Not only is she doing amazing things with her business since she started with us, but in a very, very interesting niche. I didn't really know a lot about this niche until Erika introduced me to it. She's doing some incredible things, helping incredible clients. So definitely looking forward to picking her brain in what will be a niche that's probably very oversaturated. And me and Erika have been talking for quite a while she's been in the program to adjust her niche, find her right audience, and now she's absolutely crushing it. So firstly, Erika, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for inviting me, Scott.
Absolute pleasure. But look, let's dive in. I guess the best place is, especially for those people who don't know much about the whole twin flame thing in relationship, tell us about what you do and the type of clients that you work with.
I actually am a relationship coach. I help couples, and I also help an individual, people who are single and try to look for the one who could be a soulmate or who could be a twin flame. So a lot of the clients who happen to come to me, they are either in the middle of the relationship or they are in between the relationship, and they happen to be, a lot of them happen to be in twin flame situation. And that's kind of like a commonality of the client, not always, but a lot of them are like that.
Okay. What is the twin flame relationship? What is it? How do you describe it?
Twin flames are a one and only counterpart, and soulmate, you have so many other people from your soul group. So it could be family, it could be friends, it could be a romantic partner, but twin flame is one and only counterpart of yourself. So it could be same-sex relationship, it could be heterosexual relationship. So yeah, and some of them are already in the relationship and come to me, and because they're looking for the clarity of whether they should stay in their current partner or they should follow their heart. And that's where I come in to help them.
Excellent. How did you get into it? How did you find this whole relationship twin flame thing? How did this come about for you?
Actually, that was probably by the divine guidance. I wasn't really planning to do a twin flame relationship. After I finished my training, actually I was doing more of a past life regressions, and a lot of people wanted to find out about new earth ascension, their galactic heritage. So I was servicing people like that, more like in general, like a general practitioner in the beginning. And that's what I was doing actually.
Okay. And then how did it swap over to the twin flame thing?
Actually, like I was in the my previous career, and I wasn't really planning to do this for real. And my first client after I got my certificate as a quantum hypnotherapist happened to be a twin flame client.
Wow.
So I knew about twin flame, but I wasn't really having the idea you can, like someone is looking for a hypnotherapist and seek for the coaching or session for that kind of issue, because in my colleague and in my particular practice, a lot of people are helping out those awakened people who are looking to see what's going to happen in the future on Earth or their galactic heritage. That's what I was familiar with, and that's many quantum hypnotherapists are doing on their work, and I thought I'm gonna be doing something like that as well. So that was quite a surprise for me. And then actually my background was entertainment field, so I didn't know anything about being a coach or being a hypnotherapist. So I kind of like was no idea what I was doing. Like I had no idea. So only information I had was people around my school, what they are doing, and the successful people in our colleague, and they are doing all this new earth session and what's going to happen in ascension and stuff like that. So that was the information I got from, okay, that's what you're supposed to be doing after you finish school in my practice. And I kind of like got lost because no one had any kind of like marketing or business information, how to be a business owner to do the practice. I knew about entertainment field. I knew about how to be a leader in the entertainment field. I know how to hire people. I know how to shoot film and stuff like that. But I had no idea how to like run the company, how to market your practice, how to reach out to people, how to do anything digital stuff. Even though I was kind of doing a YouTube, like that doing 2 years ago, but I wasn't really like connecting the dot between doing that and using that as your practice.
Yeah.
And I like in my mailing list, there is a coach, and I kind of joined his program, like group coaching program, and it was really helpful at a certain degree. But in order for me to learn everything, I have to take 3 more other courses in order to like start making money. And I was thinking like, okay, that really doesn't make any sense to me, even though he's great. And then I was like, is there anyone who is perfect for me out there? Like, I was so wishing. And then one day I saw you on
Excellent.
YouTube. And then like, that was March.
March this year. Yeah.
And then I watched you, and then I downloaded your material. And then I started doing what you were saying. And then it was so effective. So I was like, wow, scouting is amazing. And then I was like waiting for the right opportunity. And then I joined the program in probably like at the end of April, like or May. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember we did our strategy call. So before you once you got certified, how did you actually get into hypnotherapy in the first place? Like, why did you want to get away from entertainment into hypnotherapy?
Basically, that wasn't planned. I was always doing energy work, and that was like my hobby. So when people asked me to do that, like I was doing that as a part-time, even though I was working in the entertainment field. And we started working in China like in 2016, and that was supposed to be a good deal. And one thing led to another, and the coronavirus came. And before that, it was like sort of like, I kind of knew like I shouldn't keep on doing that thing because like that's not what I really wanted to do. And then coronavirus came, and then I was already in the transition to getting all the skills and the stuff just in case. And then coronavirus came, and then China stuff is like, okay, there's no hope to work with them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, this is a great opportunity. Like universe maybe telling me to like completely shift my gear to do what I'm supposed to be doing. That's how it happened. But I already got whole training and everything before because I was interested in all this coaching, and I got like dating coaching and stuff like that, relationship coaching, like because I like doing personal development for me. So I have plenty of experience being coached and stuff like that. But I was never thought about doing it as a profession. It just fell into it. Then you came along. And then you showed me the whole skills and tools. So I felt like, okay, I can definitely do this.
Absolutely. So before you actually joined the program, what
Uh-huh.
what was the number one problem you were having with your business? So you're certified, you got a rough idea of the type of client you want to work with. What were the issues that you were having that you needed to join my program?
Okay, so I had no idea, like, if people don't know you, like, all these people around my circle, all these people who are making money, they already had like a bunch of subscribers, like
Right.
30,000 or 50,000, and they have like a client, they come to them and pay money. So they're like 2-3 months booked and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't have that many subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think I had 60 subscriber or something like that when I contacted you.
Right.
And then I was like, okay, how can I get a client when you only have a 60 subscriber on YouTube? And then I wasn't really doing any Facebook. I wasn't really into social media. And then I really didn't have a time to do anything social media because I was working like 12 to 14 hours a day for my work. So I really didn't have a time. And then I'm like, okay, realistically, if people don't know you, how can they become your client? And no one is telling you how to, you know,
So,
and that was a problem.
yeah. So you were basically trying to create content on YouTube in hopes that it would turn into paying clients.
And I was kind of started doing that, but not about looking for the client because I just made a YouTube channel for the hobby. But it kind of like, okay, I had to turn my non-niche into a specific niche.
Yeah.
And then I wasn't even sure what niche I should get into, but I kind of had idea that, relationship and the twin flame stuff would be a good idea because I have a lot of knowledge about it. And I spoke with you on the strategy call about that, and you said it is a good idea because a friend of yours are crushing in that field. And I was like, okay, that is a good validation. I'm like, I wasn't really sure, even though my first quantum hypnosis client, not the energy work client, but quantum hypnosis client was a twin flame person. So I already got some kind of validation. People do pay money for that.
Got it.
And yeah.
Yeah, I remember that conversation. Yeah, I've got a friend who actually is crushing it, but something interesting happened with your niche. I think once you joined the program, we were back and forward quite a bit, trying to really nail and isolate the elements of your niche. So like, what made you join the program? So we had our strategy call. What were you hoping to hear during that strategy call that made you think, okay, I need to join this program?
Well, I already knew like I should join your program because you have very similar personality as mine. I hate wasting time and I want to get the result as soon as possible.
Yeah.
So when I was seeking for all these modalities I have learned as a hobby, all modalities I have learned was getting quick result because that's my personality. And I was like, wow, he's just like me. He talks like me, but he knows the area I don't know anything about. So by the time I was on the call, I was ready to pay for you. I just wanted to speak with you in person.
I think that's what most people do. So you joined the program, you dived obviously into week 1, which is all about finding the right niche, making sure it's profitable, isolating your message, putting together your offer with your price. Jumping into week 1 with the type of niche that you wanted to work with, what did you soon discover about that niche?
It was kind of challenging because like I was doing all these interviews and I was interviewing a lot of twin flame people, and I came across a lot of people that they're telling me they can take care of themselves.
So
like
they don't
they
need
can
your help.
surrender and let go, and okay, like if I surrender and let go, the problem gonna take care of by itself, like divine power or something like that. So I was like, okay, this is not good. Like that's not what I expected. So I jumped into another strategy call with you and asked about why don't I broaden my niche to relationship in
Mm-hmm.
general?
Mm-hmm.
And you said that is a good idea.
Mm-hmm. I think, isn't it interesting that for a lot of coaches and therapists, they skip that part of confirming and interviewing their niche. Imagine you had not done that. You'd still be at a point now where you'd be making no money, no clients, and just going crazy inside your mind. I think it's important when we find a niche that we think we want to work on, that we confirm it and we make sure it's going to be profitable. Otherwise, you know, the things you learnt about that niche and why we had to change it and pivot it and broaden it. We had a couple of conversations going back and forward. That became like the catalyst to why you're getting a lot of paid clients now. Had you missed all of that research, you probably would have been in the same place.
Yeah, I mean, the research was great. And then even after I started making money with a client, I still decided to do research just in case.
Good.
And, just because like might be different, slightly different, like target might be easier to access, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that wasn't the case actually. Like I was trying to hit like a lot of business owners and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
and I wasn't really clicking on it,
Okay.
like clicking with them at all.
Mm-hmm.
And then I wasn't really feeling like a sense of fun by doing it. It's almost like doing a job instead of doing a business.
Right.
So I'm like, after I finished all these 15 minutes interviews, I was like, okay, business owner isn't the right. Maybe some business owners are experiencing a relationship problem,
Mm-hmm.
but just targeting them only isn't probably a good idea. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
came across.
Mm-hmm.
And then since after we decided to broaden our niche and just people who are having relationship issues, then people came to me, but a lot of the times, yes, they're having relationship issues. On top of that, they told me, oh, to tell the truth, I'm also going through twin flame thing.
Mm.
So that's how it turned out to be. I wasn't really specifically targeting twin flame people,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of them somehow also told me, okay, I just want to have a clarity on my career or clarity in my present situation. Oh, by the way, I also met my twins.
It worked out perfectly because that's what you're trained in. Isn't that interesting that you were targeting the thing you had knowledge in, but you're missing the bigger picture? And it's the bigger picture that brought people back to where you started, which I think is awesome.
Yeah. So I thought that was really helpful that we jumped into our second strategy call that we broaden our niche, because I thought just being narrow-minded and narrow focus about, okay, I just want to do this niche no matter what, isn't really flexible.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, relationship is a relationship. So it doesn't really matter. Like even now, people ask me like, oh, I'm single. Like I can still help you,
Yeah.
They think like a relationship coach is for a couple, but single people need help as well, to meet the perfect partner or something like that.
It's an interesting thing when you really narrow down this niche, that some niches need to be narrow, some need to be broad, some need to be specific, some need to be changed. And without doing that proper research and doing what you did during week one, us catching up on several strategy calls and really running ideas past each other and trying to nail this thing to where you are now, had you not done all of that, again, you would have just been running around in circles wondering, what the hell do I do? How do I get clients? But everybody misses this part. We want to get into the creation of our programs. We want to do the marketing, want to create the funnels and websites. But if you don't get this part right, all of the rest becomes irrelevant. It's just a waste of time.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like saved a lot of time.
Yeah, it's frustrating to do it at the start, but you're correct. It saves time later. So you may as well do it now, right at the start, get it done right, build the infrastructure and build the business the right way to save time later. And saving time later means you make more money later too, which is important. So
definitely.
moving through the program, we found your niche. You started getting clients coming in. What was it like to now getting paid clients coming into the business?
It feels so nice. Like, it's like after you see like your client that goes through whole big transformation, that's what I specialize with.
Mm-hmm.
Of course you're doing this as a business, but you feel like sense of fulfillment, like you're servicing others. So it's just not just for your, you're of course running your business, but you are contributing something like really good for people. So it's like money plus satisfaction, like fulfillment.
Yeah.
So it feels really good.
Excellent. So with these paying clients that are coming in, what are they specifically asking you for? They must be saying, Erika, I need this in my life, or I want to achieve this. Like, what is the goal they're after when they hire you?
Basically, a lot of my clients, they're looking for clarity. Like, situation in their clarities are different from person to person.
Sure.
Some of them are confused if they have to stay in their current relationship or not, or marriage. And they're not sure, so they wanted to have a clarity. And then they also met their twin flame at the same time, so they wanted to know, okay, what's going on, what is the soul contract they are having with each people, because I know how to do how to read the soul contract with each person. So I can let people to know what kind of contract they are having with each person, so they have more clarity on their relationship, and then why they are here for, why they are having a particular type of relationship they are having with a particular person. So that was really helpful for them. And then they also seek for energy work from me, because they know I'm really, like, I started out this kind of stuff as an energy worker. So I do quantum energy healing, and I'm really good at it. So they also asked me to do that as well, on top of like a hypnosis or NLP kind of thing.
Isn't it interesting? Again, back to the niche thing. Once you niche down, you become the expert in something. Everyone just assumes you're the expert in everything else, which is awesome. That's how we get extra clients.
Yeah.
So before you said definitely you weren't big on social media. Obviously what we teach you is a lot of social media, a lot of getting out there, becoming the face of your business, showing up using Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. What's that like now to get yourself out there and put yourself out there as like the relationship expert? What's that like?
It's much easier. In the beginning, it was very difficult for me, because I was more used to being behind of the camera and, using actors and telling them what to do and stuff like that. I never expected myself being in front of cameras, because, like, that was something so unexpected, and you have to be in front of the camera. And then you told us that we have to do Facebook Live.
Yeah.
Not like YouTube recorded stuff. My YouTube hobby stuff, I never showed myself on camera. It was just a voice, and then I was explaining things and stuff like that. I was never in front of camera. But after we started the program, you were saying you have to be in front of the camera on YouTube, on Facebook, and you have to get used to it. You have to be the face of the business. And it was kind of like challenging, but you're saying you have to be strong, and you have to be, bulletproof about, don't be so wimp about, like,
gotta be anti-fragile. Yeah. But you dived into it straight away. I think the one thing I really appreciate and respect for what you do is you just follow the instruction. That's all it really is. Like, if something needs to be done, you go ahead and do it, which is perfect. And I think that's the attitude all business owners need to have, just to do it. Don't worry about being scared. Don't worry about if you get it wrong, you can make it right later. Just get out and do it. You can't run an online business without being in front of the camera.
Yeah, I was nervous and scared, but you said that's part of the requirement to be in your course. And
That's it.
I really wanted to succeed. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I do whatever Scott says.
Yeah. That's it. It's a proven formula. We do the thinking for you. So I guess looking at where the business started to where it is now, what are the biggest changes you've noticed?
Um, Biggest change is I know how to navigate the social media now,
Mm-hmm.
and I know how to approach possible client without being like nervous
Mm-hmm.
because I knew how to sell film. I knew how to get talent, but selling my coaching is more like selling myself, right?
Mm.
I was never ever expected me doing something like that. And
Mm-hmm.
then you taught us how to do that. So I feel a lot more confident doing that. It's like become part of your nature.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, okay, like you finished, we finished, like I finished like 20 outreach today. And wow, that's piece of cake.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So you know
Never
what to do
expected.
each day.
Yeah, every day we know what to do. Like you give us all this like schedule, and I have the same schedule like every day. I know exactly what to follow.
Yeah.
So you don't really waste any of your time like wandering around like what to do next.
Yeah. It's a big waste of
I like
time.
that.
Yeah. That's
It's
where
very
most people
efficient.
get caught. Yeah. Efficient. That's right. If you
Mm-hmm.
don't have a schedule or you don't know the steps, like I've got to do this at 9 a.m., this at 10 a.m., this at 11 a.m. And if I do all these things, it's going to get me a paid client. Why would you do anything else? If you're walking around wondering, what should I do? Should I do YouTube? Should I do LinkedIn? How am I going to get a client? You're wasting your day. Efficiency is a big part of business. So, like for yourself, we've just taken all the thinking out. So you just know what to do, and business becomes like Groundhog Day. So, if you got a client on Monday following a certain set of steps, you just do the same thing on Tuesday, same thing on Wednesday. Takes away all the guesswork, so you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah. I
So,
think that's like huge like stuff we can all get from your program
yeah,
because we don't really have to think like not everybody is like born natural like salesperson.
that's
Like
right.
I know how to sell films, but it comes to something anything to do with me.
You have
I'm
to
like a
learn.
natural person up there.
Yeah,
So
you got to
I
learn.
don't know what to say. And you told us like all this stuff, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
That's it. We give you that strategy. So I guess moving forward, I mean, you've only been in the program for a couple of months, literally a couple of months, and you're crushing it. What's the goal for the business? Like, what's the end result for this business? Maybe by like the end of the year, what do you hope to have achieved?
Well, I'm hoping to achieve like $10,000 per month.
Mm-hmm.
That was like my goal for like initial year. So I still have technically like 2021 May to
Mm-hmm.
achieve that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm making a lot more money than I have expected, which is
Mm-hmm.
really good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just your program gave not just me, but all of us to become more confident about
Mm.
what we are doing.
Yeah.
And that kind of like translate toward like sales.
Mm.
Our client kind of feel like they can feel like we're good at what we do.
Yeah. You have to be the expert. You've got to show you're the expert. You've got to be able to prove you're an expert with your content, the way you do strategy calls, the way you do organic outreach. Because without that, why would anyone hire a therapist or a coach that's nervous and scared? It just wouldn't compute to any sales.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So moving into $10,000 a month, do you have any other goals for the business?
Yeah, I'm gonna build my educational entertainment empire.
Mm-hmm.
That's my goal.
Mm-hmm.
Like you were saying, like, okay, we gotta do coaching first. Yeah, I don't mind doing that. I enjoy doing that. But my goal is to build my educational entertainment empire,
Wonderful.
a company.
Yep. It all
That's my
starts from
goal.
what you're learning now.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. So in comparison to where you started, even on the strategy call, you've changed so much as a person, just becoming more confident in what you do. For people watching this, maybe who are in the relationship niche or working with twin flame or really any sort of niche, what advice do you have for these people that have maybe just started or are scared to start or don't know what to do, knowing that where you are now? What advice would you have for those people?
Well, I think being scared is natural, but you have to, make an action. You have to do something about it instead of being scared and, feel sorry about yourself or whatever. Like, if you don't know what to do about anything or something, you have to go to the person who knows, like Scott, and get help. And so you can kind of like moving toward your goal and moving toward the direction you want to go, and as best way as possible and as fast as possible. So, I mean, being scared is a choice, and being confused about what kind of niche you should be doing is a choice as well. But even though you don't know anything, just go to the person who knows more than you and get help.
Love it.
That's my advice.
Excellent. So I think that wraps it up. I love the niche because it's so different. You know, we can imagine everybody we speak to is like anxiety and weight loss and things like that. And I think the relationship, we've got a few other students doing like the relationship thing, but not in the context that you do it. This gives you such a differentiation, Erika, in the market where you can sort of plant your expert flag and be known as the only person who does that. And that'll start to show as you're finding in your business with more sales, more clients coming through, more prosperity, more success, and ultimately more fame in what you're doing for your business. So there's a lot to look forward to.
Yes, definitely.
Excellent. Well, Erika, I'm going to let you get back to work. I know you're super busy. Thank you so much for joining us. That was an awesome interview. We're going to be chatting in the Facebook group. For anybody watching this who does need a relationship expert, there's no one I could recommend highly than Erika. I'll put Erika's links for her Facebook page, but also her YouTube channel, which you should go check out. I'll put them in the description below. For anybody that wants to reach out to you, Erika, in regards to working with you, where's the best place they can find you? Would it be Facebook, website? Where would be the best place?
Definitely Facebook.
Okay. So I'll grab that link off you. We'll put that below, guys, in the comments. So click on that. Go check out what Erika's doing. But Erika, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you in the Facebook group. Another awesome interview. Enjoy the rest of your day or your evening, and we'll speak very, very soon.
Thank you, Scott.
Thanks, Erika. Bye-bye. Thank you for your time. Bye.